My guess is at one point coming off of that road, Fisher Lane, cars can come in the river there. So, oh, that means there's a car in here. And we might have a car right here. Looks like we have a frame on it. We're looking for a body, 100%. This morning we are on day 3 looking for Phylis Lewellen, who went missing December 27th of 1996. And now she was driving a Peugeot, is that how you say that, Byron? A Peugeot 505 sedan. Now the thing about this is a vehicle that she would not normally drive. And she also had a Rottweiler with her, which was not her favoriteest dog. We don't know why. So for a complete recap, go check out episode number 1 and episode number 2 down below, where we talk more about Baker's Corner, where her house was at, and the possibility of why we searched more towards Long Beach on day 1 and day 2. But now what we're doing is we're coming back into this. I want to introduce you to Kim. If you did not watch episode number 1 and number 2, Kim is Barbara's sister. Now Barbara was married to Jeff. Now the way that these two play into it is that Phylis was married at the time, and she also had children. But the thing is that Phylis had a relationship with Jeff, who was Barbara's husband, who was your ex-brother-in-law.
Yes.
Now at the time, the two, Jeff and Barbara, were separated, but Phylis was not. And Jeff was living over in Long Beach, and that's why the search took us over there for the first 2 days. But now what we're doing is we're coming back to, let's pretend like we didn't have any information that, you know, for a Long Beach connection, which is 90 minutes to 2 hours from here. And let's come back to the way that we normally do searches. We start with, what was her last known location? Well, it was up here at Baker's Corner store where she cashed a check. Well, she didn't cash a check, she wrote a check, but we don't know what she wrote the check for. Was it maybe, you know, alcohol for some liquid courage? Was she being vindictive to where, you know what, this is your favorite car, this is your favorite dog, and maybe now I'm going to check out. We don't know, we can only speculate. And so that's what we're doing now, is we're speculating that she didn't go over there on a dark and stormy night where, you know, there was a storm a day or two before. Instead, what we're doing is we're going to start focusing on boat ramps that are in the area. Now this boat ramp here is, in my opinion, is out of the question. But what's not out of the question, as I show you an overview of this area, is along this entire beach over here, and particularly over at the west side, you can drive down onto the beach. So what if she decided to take the car and take the dog and drive onto the beach? And this is where we're starting our morning, right here, looking for Phylis.
For families who have all but given up on finding their loved ones, this team is a last hope. Civilian divers cracking cold cases for free.
So at this boat ramp, I'm not expecting much, just because, in my opinion, if somebody's going to put a car in this area, it would be a different boat ramp in town attached to the river. Whereas what we're doing right now is we're heading around the corner into the Columbia River, where the cars drive on the shore, to where you could then put a vehicle in the river. It's going to be a lot more swift and faster moving for a vehicle to be placed in the river. Sonar overview today. Normally we run 3 sonars, but our live scope is not working today. So I'm going to explain our down imaging and our side imaging. What we normally do is we normally shoot 75 feet to the right and 75 feet to the left. This is going to pick up any objects, this is the main sonar that I use first. And then what I do is I identify something like this. It's like, all right, it's kind of in the shape of a car. And the way that we're looking at this is, you know, we have grid lines of 18, 36, 54, and 75. So we're looking for a vehicle today that's 15, 16 feet in length, which is going to fill up almost one of those grid lines. With the side imaging and down imaging, we're able to scroll back, it's a picture in time, and we can zoom in on it and say, all right, is this what we're looking for? In my opinion, that is a log. But what we're going to do is we're going to then head over the top of it with our down imaging and identify what the height of that is. Is it going to be 3, 4, 5, 6 feet in height that we're looking for? And as we do different scans at different angles, we're really going to get a good reading on that object on exactly what it is. Then we'll be able to identify whether it's a log, whether it's a tree, whether it's a stick, whether it's a tire. And then we can rule it out or put a magnet on there and then dive on it if it is a vehicle and see if it's our vehicle in question. We're also looking for, not too far up the way, is Astoria, Oregon, where Marty Evans, the missing bridesmaid, is also missing in a brown Ford Ranger. And we're also looking for another gentleman by the name of TJ that's also missing in a Ford Ranger. So we need to keep that in mind today. We're not looking for a large truck. We're looking for 2 smaller trucks as well as this Peugeot 505 sedan. Now that object in question that we saw first, it's actually this right here. And now we can see that that is a log and that is not a car. We can also see that this is a log as well. And what we're looking at on this one is, this is the shadow. This is the shadow behind the log, and this is the log itself, this lighter colored, little bit of a different, what do you call that? The way that's laying. Oh, sea lion almost got you. Right there, he came up and said, oh, hey, Kate. And if you look down at the inn there, where the green sign is at, that's where our destination is at, where you can drive the vehicles on the beach. It's only 3 feet deep in here. So we got back down around the corner. All right, so that's the end of where the beach is at that you can drive on. Let's do a wider sweep on our way back and just verify nothing's out here a little bit further. Feet here still. But no car.
This came in and dredged this out a few years ago too. They clean it up quite often.
Oh, okay. What about the one downtown? Do we know anything about that in the depth?
Right there in the yellow coat. You said something about Coal Creek, but they told me we were just right.
Oh yeah. So Matt was saying you have lots of knowledge of the area.
Yeah, we live in the second house over here.
Okay. Do you happen to know about downtown? I hear that cars go in there every once in a while. Do you know how deep it is over there?
Downtown.
As you're going through town, you have like the park with all the ponds through the middle of town.
Oh, in that, it's not very deep. I mean, generally they stick out of the water when they go in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they are pretty good about getting them out of there. In most of those places, it's so shallow going out until it hits the drop off, and then once you're out in that,
yeah, it's 15 to 40 feet out there. So
yeah, really quick.
All right, perfect. Well, thanks for your time.
Okay, take care.
Thank you. morning.
What are you looking for?
We're looking for a body. 100%. No holes, no nothing, 3 feet. Yeah, bottom out at the moment. Yeah, we're only at 1 foot here. Nothing here, Matt. There we go, getting a little deeper. A whole 3 feet deeper. Wonder if this is the old boat ramp right here. Yeah, so I'm gonna say 20 years ago, that was probably the boat ramp. So I'm gonna be interested in this area down here to the bridge. So I think what we'll do is we'll go from this old boat ramp down probably to the train bridge there. And we might have a car right here. It's 18 feet over, right there. Looks like we have a frame on it. Yeah, it's a tree. No go. Yeah, definitely a tree. I wonder if that's still an active train bridge. I think it is. There's a green light on it. All right, too shallow here. Let's head back up. Go out in the river a little bit further. That's only 5 feet deep right here.
Does the bottom slope out flat or?
6 feet. Yeah, 6.5 feet here. There's nothing out here. Wonder if it'll be deeper. And I wonder if it'll have a hole up at this other one, or if it's all going to be like this.
Nothing out there, huh?
No, it got down to 7 feet max, only for a short period of time by the bridge. But both boat ramps are shallow. Yeah, this one gets down to less than a foot until it reaches the wing dike right there. And then it'll hit 2 to 4 feet to the bridge, and then past the bridge it'll hit 6 to 7. All right, next one up the road. Here we go. We're going to Carnival Market boat ramp. I'll send you a link right now. Oh, that means there's a car in here. Huh? Means there's a car in here. Matt, did you see back there at the intersection where it teed and went right in the river and they put up red posts? 1 mile back.
Yeah, where we just got past the other bridge.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't a bridge. It was a like a little substation.
Yeah, seriously, or the pump station.
Yeah, so we're gonna jump down to there and search that as well as this one. And then
Me in the boat?
Byron's going this time.
Cool.
Let's see. Dry rail here. No, still 3 feet. So there's a substation behind you, the little pump house. You'll see the stoplight through the trees there, and just on the other side of that pump house is where you'll see some reflective red signs. So my guess is at one point coming off of that road, Fisher Lane, cars can come in the river there. So again, maybe she was going home, you know, and she missed a turn somewhere.
Do not approach.
Oh, so do not approach.
Don't approach it.
All right, so it is 6 feet here. And there's your signs right there where people, I'm guessing, have come off up here before. But it's only 5 feet deep in here, Byron.
It amazes me how shallow these rivers are.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna write this one off. There's 4 feet now. We'll go on both sides of this bridge pillar here and circle around it. So let's just go with a fun theory that they went really fast into the water and see if it's any deeper in the middle. I don't think it's gonna be. Nope, no deeper. Still 3 feet. 3.5. There's, what?
3.5 feet.
Yeah, well, it's 5 feet now, right here.
Blowing my mind.
I know.
I would think it'd be 80 feet deep out here.
It's not. The Columbia, it gets deep. Yeah, 4 feet. All right, no holes, no nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing, it's 3.5 feet deep out there.
Yeah.
Now my guess is, based upon what I've learned of the Cowlitz River, I am not hopeful at this moment in time that there's going to be any cars in here. But since it's north of her house by about 7 miles, we want to make sure that we do check it and we can officially say, you know what, there are no vehicles in here. Or, again, I always say fingers crossed we do find her.
Location?
Yeah, it brings disappointment to me. I'm very doubtful, like I said, there's gonna be any cars here. 3 days ago when we started this, I was very hopeful that we were gonna find her with the information that we had, but we're not done yet, so let's go put the boat in. All right, so let's go on that far one out in the current there. So, could have a car in here, or over here if it's deep enough. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. Too shallow, it says. 4 feet. 4 feet. Hit 5.7 for a second. Back to 5 feet. Reconnecting, that's too far. All right, well, that takes care of that. That makes 3 days looking for Phylis Lewellen. We have no idea where she's at. We don't know what the real story is. All we know is that she left her house. She was at the gas station around 10:22 p.m. on a Friday, December 27th, 1996. She was driving the Peugeot 505 sedan. And I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know where she's at. So if you happen to be anywhere in the Longview, Long Beach, Astoria, Kelso, this entire region, and you happen to have a boat, you happen to have sonar, and you spot a vehicle, any vehicle, whether it's a truck or a car, make sure that you report it, whether you get a hold of the local sheriff's department, the local police department, or you send us an email to support@adventureswithpurpose.com. You need to let somebody know. Other than that, we're gonna head down the road and we're going to go help another family and see if we can bring answers for them as well on that one. Thanks. We'll see you next time.